So now let us discuss surface energy. This is a very important term, surface energy, related to surface tension. You know that whenever we do some work on a body, so this work is used in deforming the body or which tries to deform the body, and this work is stored in the form of energy in the body. So this energy in case of surface tension is called surface energy. So we can define the surface energy required. Surface energy is the energy required to create a new surface of the liquid. So when we do some work for creating a new surface, that work is stored in the film in the form of surface energy. And when the film breaks, the energy is released. You must have experienced this. Like if you have this surface formed of the soap solution inside the ring, or if this is a bubble, soap bubble. So this soap bubble has been formed by blowing the air or by applying the pressure inside from inside, and this is the small surface. This is soap surface, and here we blow the air or apply the pressure, which results into creation of this new surface. Now this new surface which has been created is having a surface area, assuming this to be spherical, 4 pi into r squared. Initially the area was negligible of this surface, so change in area is 4 pi into r squared. And we know that if I apply the pressure P, excess pressure P on this, excess means pressure above the atmospheric pressure. So P delta V is the work done, and delta V is the change in volume, and here the change in volume is the volume of the sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube. So P multiplied by the change in volume, that is equal to the work done in creating this new surface, and this work done will be stored in the form of the surface energy. And if this surface breaks, then this energy is released. That's why you experience the water droplets moving in all the directions when the surface breaks, because of the release of this energy. And in case of the machines, fluid machines like we have turbines, etc., in case of power plants, this energy then releases and the bubbles of air in the machine, they break, then it leads to the formation of the sound waves or the waves traveling with the speed of sound, and they are so dangerous that they can destroy the whole machine. This phenomena is called cavitation of the surface, which is simply just erosion of the soil, which you must have experienced in case when there is rainy season and the first droplets of rain fall on the soil surface. Now let us take this example. This is a wire frame. This is a wire frame and it has been kept in a soap solution. So here this surface of soap is formed. L is the length of this wire. This wire is movable like this on this frame. Wire of length L can be moved on this wire frame which is bent in left and right direction. T is the surface tension of this solution of soap, suppose, and L is the length. Now when this wire is in this position, let us write this as AB, and the next position is CD. So wire is in this position AB. Now this solution of the soap forms a stretched surface. This is the surface form. Now what are the forces acting on this in this condition? On this surface, the surface tension force is T, L is the length. So T into length is the force, T into L is the force acting here. But here we take this as T into 2L, double of this. What is the reason? Let us take this as the, if I view it from this side, this is the wire which can be moved like this, kept on this frame. This is the frame and this is the movable wire. Now the surface is formed on this side of wire as well as on this side of the wire. So the force acting is on two sides. So T into its length and T into its length here. So that will be 2T into its length. I can show it with the help of one more diagram. On the lower side as well as on the upper side. TL, TL. Similarly on this side. So 2TL is the force that is acting here. Now this film is trying to have a minimum area, as I mentioned. So it will try to stretch in the inward direction and the wire will be pulled inside this. So to keep the wire in equilibrium, we will have to apply a force F in the opposite direction. So F is equal to T into 2L. Suppose the force applied pulls the wire AB to a new position CD such that the distance moved is dx. So what is the work done? The work done in moving the wire from AB to CD position is F into dx, which is equal to T into 2L into dx. So what is this 2L multiplied by dx? This is the area of the new surface formed. So this is T into d, or T is equal to dW divided by dA. Or we can also write dW is equal to dA. Work done is equal to the energy stored inside the surface in the form of the surface energy. So this term is called surface energy. We can also write T is equal to dW by dA or du by. So when we make soap bubbles or any other bubbles of any other liquid or a substance, if I have a large droplet and if I break it into smaller droplets, then remember that the area, surface area, will be increasing. So as a result, the surface energy or the will be stored. Surface energy will be stored inside this. So work has to be done. And if I combine several smaller droplets into one, then the surface area will be decreasing and the energy will be released. So this is the concept of surface energy. So please note it down. Hello and welcome back. Now let us discuss the next topic, that is surface tension. It is a very common phenomenon related to the fluids. You must have experienced it. Like if I keep a small needle that is having a very small negligible weight on a surface like water, then the water surface supports it. It does not sink, and the reason behind this is the surface tension force. The film of water or any other liquid, it behaves like as if it is stretched and it supports the weight of the needle and the needle does not sink. Remember here that this has nothing to do with the law of the buoyancy, as you all must be expecting that according to Archimedes' principle, a big ship does not sink whereas a small needle sinks in the ocean or water. That is having another reason according to Archimedes' law. But here the reason is simple, the stretched surface, which is because of the surface tension. So surface tension, which we are discussing here, I explained this in the beginning also. It is a property of the fluids, by virtue of which the fluids behave as if they are trying to form a stretched film of minimum surface area. So what is the reason for this? Let us take this surface of the fluid or any liquid. This is very dominant in the liquids and particularly not in gases. So let us take the liquid. This is a liquid surface. This is a molecule of the liquid. These are the molecules below the surface, and here we have the molecules that are half inside the surface, maybe half outside the surface. does not mean that exactly they are half inside and outside. So here they are being attracted by other molecules and the forces on them are balanced. So the net force on any of these molecules will be equal to 0. Of course, they are in motion. Now here let us consider this molecule. What are the forces acting? They are being attracted by the molecules inside the surface, and any other molecule here will attract this in this way. So this part remains unbalanced. So there are no forces acting on this part, whereas the forces inside are balanced. Now let us consider these forces. This force which are parallel to the surface of the liquid. So because of these forces, the molecules attract each other and they try to film a stretched surface. So obviously you can see that the surface area of such a surface should be minimum. So this property is called the surface tension. So we can explain it that surface tension is a property of the fluid or liquid such that the liquids form a stretched surface of minimum area. For the surface tension force, this is surface tension. The surface tension is because of the force, as you can see the force is acting here. Now let us take this surface of the liquid. So if I take an imaginary line in this, let AB be the imaginary line. This is surface of a liquid, and we have taken AB as an imaginary line in the surface. So if you consider the molecules along this, then they will be having the forces acting in this direction, perpendicular to the imaginary surface, imaginary line AB. So what they tend to do is, they tend to stretch the surface. Everywhere on the surface, if you take an imaginary line, there will be forces acting on the surface or on the imaginary lines perpendicular to the line like AB. Suppose L is the length of AB is L, this line, and the surface tension force is given by the force acting per unit length of this line. So we measure the surface tension as the force acting on per unit line of the surface. Suppose F is the force acting, L is the length, and the surface tension force is given by F by N. Its unit is Newton per meter. Now let us take another example. Suppose I have a ring and it is dipped in a soap solution. Soap solution, if it is dipped in it, the soap forms a film, a surface. And suppose we have a thread that is kept inside this before forming the surface. Now we have soap inside the ring as well as inside this thread. This is the ring and this is soap surface which is formed, soap surface or film, if the ring is dipped inside the soap solution. And this is a thread. We have kept this thread here so that the film is formed inside this thread and outside this thread or between thread and the. Now my question is, what happens if I puncture the film inside this thread? So if I puncture the film inside this thread, then you can see that what are the forces acting on this surface or on this line. So as I explained here, the forces are acting perpendicular to it. So the film inside, it is trying to pull the thread inside, and the outside film is trying to pull the thread in the outer direction. and under these forces, the film is in equilibrium, the net force being 0. If you puncture the inside film, then all these inside forces will become 0 and the thread will assume this circular shape, which is like a small circle. So the film here will be maintained. Here there is no film, this is no film, and here we have the film. This will assume a circular shape. The reason is that the outside surface tries to stretch and have a minimum surface area. So this will be the new shape. And what is the surface tension? Surface tension force, this will be defined as F divided by the length, which in this case is 2 pi r, where r is the radius of this circle which has been formed inside. If you want to measure the surface tension force on the outer surface, then the radius of this outer ring has to be taken. This is how we measure the surface tension force. So note it down, please. Now let us solve a question related to the surface energy, what we discussed previously. We have droplets of water. These are 1000 n equal to 1000 droplets of water, each having a radius small or equal to 10 to the power minus 7 meter. The surface tension of water is 0.07 Newton per meter. These droplets join or combine to form a larger droplet, single droplet. So you have to find what is the energy released when these are combining. So we know that here the surface area is decreasing as several droplets combine to form one droplet. So surface area decreasing means surface energy will be released. So we know that the surface energy released du is equal to T into delta A or T into dA. First of all, we have to find the change in area. The area of smaller droplet this is 4 pi r square into n. N is the number of droplets, and for larger drop, area is 4 pi into r square. This is the radius of the larger drop. So this minus this will give you the change in area. First of all, we have to find the radius of the larger drop. Now we know that the mass remains same. So mass of these drops is equal to mass of one drop, and mass is equal to density into volume. Density is same, so volume remains same. So I can write 4 by 3 pi r cube into n is 4 by 3 pi into r cube. So this gives r equal to small r into n to the power 1 by 3, where n is 1000. 10 to the power minus 7 meter, 1000 to the power 1 by 3. So this is equal to 10 to the power minus 6. Now delta A, change in surface area, is equal to 1000 this minus this, n into small r square minus 4 pi r square 10 to the power minus 6 whole square into 4 pi. Ten to the power minus 6 and square of that. So this gives you the change in area, and this will be equal to 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 12. And if you multiply this by the surface tension, you will get the surface energy released. So surface energy released, delta U, is equal to 0.07 into 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 12 joule. So this will be around 8 into 10 to the power minus 12 joule. This is the answer to this question. Remember that if I make smaller droplets from one droplet, by breaking this into smaller droplet, the surface area will be increased. In that case, surface energy will be stored inside the surface of the smaller droplets. So note it down. Now let us discuss another question. We have this frame of wire which is kept vertical. So a wire AB can slide vertically on this wire, and here we have the soap film. The surface tension of the soap is given by 25 dyne per centimeter. This is the CGS unit. Dyne is the CGS unit of the force in Newton. You can convert this into amperes. Remember that Newton is equal to kilogram meter per second square. Convert this kilogram into gram, 1000 meter into centimeter. So gram centimeter per second square. So 1 Newton is 10 raised to the power 5 dyne. Accordingly, you can convert this unit. Now my question is, as the wire is moving in the upward direction, AB is sliding in the upward direction. The reason behind this is the soap solution has formed a surface. Surface is stretching it and trying to have a minimum surface area. So AB is being pulled in the upward direction. What is the force acting on this side? This is surface tension into twice of the length of the wire. Length of AB is 10 centimeter. So the question is, what weight has to be put on this wire AB in vertically downward direction to keep it in equilibrium? Remember, the weight of wire AB is negligible. So this is the question. Now we know that in equilibrium, T into 2L. This is the surface tension force equal to W. So W you have to find. So the surface tension force is 25 into 2 into 10 centimeter. This is the surface tension force. Time. This is 500 dynes. Convert this into Newton. This will be 0.5. Now this must be equal to the weight being put W. So W is 0.5 Newton. Or if I want to know the mass, W equal to mg. What mass has to be put here? M is W by G. 0.5 taking G equal to 10, 0.05 kilogram. So this much mass, when supported here vertically, this will prevent the wire from sliding in the upward direction. Note it down.